welcome to SVG TV's news for Wednesday, December 7th, 2022. I'm Triska Campbell with the details. 4 interconnected wooden houses were destroyed by fire on Tuesday afternoon in the Okra Reform Village on the Grenadine island of Bequia. At least 8 adults and 2 children who occupy the houses lost all of their possessions in the fire. This is according to opposition leader and a member of parliament for the Northern Grenadines, Dr. Godwin Friday.
The complete, everything's gone because of older buildings and wooden buildings. All the possessions inside, bicycles, fridges, stoves, everything, completely, everything lost.
Okay.
They were interconnected houses. How many were they here? About 4? Okay. 4 of them, and there were, I think it's a total of 10 persons who were affected, 8 adults and 2 children who were living here, and they, of course, are going to need places to stay, and everything would have been lost, clothing, cutlery, personal items, everything. So they would need assistance as well to find the necessities, really, of life for now, just to continue. And there are persons in the community who are reaching out to assist, and I'm sure lots of that will be done. But it's a lot to take. It's very emotional for the persons who have lost their stuff, especially their personal items.
Dr. Friday said he is offering whatever support he can to the affected persons.
It's one of the things that they want to know that the people care, that you are not alone, because it is a tragic thing in fire. I mean, even when nobody is injured, you lose a lot of personal things, your pictures, your personal items and so forth are all gone, and it's like you're starting over. And it takes some getting used to. So I am here, first of all, to lend, support, moral support, and to pledge any kind of material assistance that I can render to the persons here, personally, and also that we can mobilize. That is something that we would do as a community. And as a representative, I have more than that, an obligation, because I have the ability to help to mobilize support for the persons here. I haven't met all of them. They're not all here, of the persons who are affected, but I know most of them, and we will hopefully do a full assessment as to who lost what and what can be done. But immediately, it is to see what they need right now: clothing, shelter, and food, a place to lay their heads while they take stock of this loss.
The Northern Grenadines MP is also appealing to the authorities for support, especially with temporary shelters for the affected persons. Friday says a utility pole in the area was also badly damaged by the fire.
Usual things in a fire, but some of the things that would be the usual things: clothing, personal items, money, food, and shelter. I expect that social services will be doing an assessment to see, who needs shelter. Well, they all would. I don't know if anybody has family that they can go to, but certainly to provide temporary shelter for them so that they can have a place to stay. They don't have to worry about that while assessing this loss themselves. I am not aware yet. I've asked. They're pretty sure where it started, but what started it is still not quite clear. It started, of course, in one of the houses towards the edge, the northern edge of the property. That's what I'm told, but they don't know exactly what started it. The strange thing is that, there were persons who had just been here, apparently, at their home in the area that was burnt, and had just left, and then the fire occurred shortly thereafter. But as to the specific cause, I don't know. VINLEC were here this morning, some representatives from the VINLEC, because there's a VINLEC electricity pole right, essentially, and the edge, in the property. That's pretty badly burnt as well, and all the lines. So I suppose they will have to make an assessment of that and take it down and replace it. But they were here this morning doing a cursory assessment.
A small business vendor, Alston Padmore, was among the 10 persons who were affected by the fire in Bequia yesterday afternoon. Padmore told SVG TV News via telephone interview that he is devastated and heartbroken as he lost everything in the fire. Padmore said he has to start over from scratch his business. However, he is happy that he was able to retrieve from the rubbles a few coins that he made during the week plying his trade.
Well, it's about this moment, try to keep myself alive, not to be too frustrated about it, and try to function in a proper way. And for other things otherwise, it's very hard. Okay. Very hard.
How many?
Well, it's an apartment and our loan is there in my apartment, and there's other people living around in the same yard that I live in, and everyone there gets affected by it.
Okay.
But in my apartment alone, our loan is there.
What?
And okay, I lose all of my vending business, all of the things that I used to vend. I lose all of that. My cab, my ice boxes, all of my goodies, everything that concerns it's not all of my drinks, my fridge, my freezer, my generator, my boat engine, my stove, my wheel worker, everything counts and what I'm telling you about it.
Minister of Education Curtis King has made it clear that there is absolutely nothing wrong if a student challenges something that is said by a teacher in the classroom. Minister King was at the time addressing an awards ceremony held last Thursday at the Young Island Resort for 12 retiring school principals.
I shut him or her up. We had too many instances of those things. We have to sit now and reason with these students. Because, and I'll tell you this, in the unfolding of our society, everyone knows his or her rights. Oh yes. It might not correspond with their knowledge of their responsibilities, but certainly they know their rights. And they're going to flaunt it in your faces. But if you're just going to simply resist on the position that you are in charge, you're not going to meet an easy time. So you have to lift your own game too. And I know there are still many teachers out there who are doing that. So we have to pull them in to help us to get this thing done.
Minister King said other than ministry officials offering in-person support to the various schools, they also recognized that they have to be more supportive of teachers by providing them with the necessary training. As he noted that between July and November 2022, they have appointed just over 380 teachers. He pointed out that while they critique, they are also seeking to enhance those who are charged with the responsibility of teaching the nation's children.
We are also interested in bringing our teachers up to that level by providing them with the training as well as appointing them so that they could enhance their remuneration. It's a total package. And we always, therefore, have to speak to these issues so that when I come and I talk so, people could understand it's out of genuine concern for our system.
The Ministry of Tourism will be seeking to have a greater level of collaboration with the tourism stakeholders throughout the country as it seeks to further develop the sector. This is according to Minister of Tourism Carlos James, who was addressing last Saturday's Tourism Awards ceremony, which concludes the activities for Tourism Month 2022. Minister James says they will be going into communities across St. Vincent and the Grenadines to broaden the awareness of tourism as an important sector of the country's overall development.
Often on mainland, a lot of people don't see the importance of tourism and what it does to the economy. You go to the Grenadines, it's a completely different story because that's their livelihood. If there's no tourism in the Grenadines, a lot of the businesses will close. A lot of the employment will dry up. On mainland, we're coming from an agricultural base or service sector, not necessarily having a greater appreciation of the importance of tourism to sustainable livelihoods. And we have to take that message across the length and breadth of mainland St. Vincent to create the awareness as to the importance of tourism as a sector to the economy and to the country. And I would ask and urge of you as stakeholders to work with us to ensure that what we do, the message is clear, and that there's a greater appreciation of the importance of tourism as a sector.
Among the other initiatives to be undertaken next year in the Ministry of Tourism is a major restaurant week. In other news, the Ministry of Agriculture, through the National Agricultural Expansion Program, will be providing farmers with the necessary assistance to have their land cleared for planting. Agriculture Minister Saboto Caesar made the announcement as he was engaged in a tour of farmers in the Richland Park area, where a demonstration plot was being cleared of grass and holes were being dug for the planting of dasheen using machinery. Minister Caesar said it is hoped that the work can be replicated at many other farms since the labor is a key factor of production. He added that along with labor support, the ministry is also making lands available through the Land Bank program along with assistance of fertilizer. The minister said the program pairs well with the ministry's drive to introduce mechanizations and called on the nation's youth to take advantage of all opportunities available. Representatives from the government of Venezuela were on hand to witness the demonstration, and Minister Caesar took the opportunity to thank the Venezuelans for their continued support and commitment to agriculture. Agriculture Supervisor Joanna Jackson, who was also on hand to witness the demonstration, said the Agriculture Expansion Program will reduce their cost of producing and advance the areas under cultivation. The St. John's Catholic Church in Mesopotamia has kick-started the celebrations for its 100th anniversary on June 3, 2023. A media launch was held yesterday where Monsignor Michael Stewart called on all churches in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to work together. We hear more in this report.
I think the time has come for the church to go where the people are. We have had a tendency in a physical way to build our churches outside of the community or communities. It's important like this to be in the community and to make one-on-one contact with people, to live our Christianity in little clusters.
Monsignor Michael Stewart responding to a question on what are some of the challenges faced by the Catholic Church as the St. John's the Evangelist RC Church in Mesopotamia begins a celebration of the 100th year anniversary in June 2023. Monsignor Stewart also feels that it is about time that all churches move forward together as one people serving God.
It's a challenge for us as we celebrate this 100th anniversary of presence, 100th anniversary of worshiping God together. Would that we could be one people of God. No longer Catholic, no longer Methodist, no longer streams of power, no longer, but one people of God.
Minister of Education Curtis King was one of the speakers who commends the Catholic Church for playing an integral role in offering secondary education in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Not only in spreading the gospel, but most significantly in bringing secondary education to many parts of our country.
Bishop Gerard County of the St. Vincent Catholic Church expressed the view that churches need to listen to the people and to the Holy Spirit. Celebration activities for the 100th anniversary will continue for the next 6 months. Larissa Poxley-Kidd, SVG TV News.
Another police officer has been called to the bar of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On Thursday, December 1st, 2022, Sergeant of Police Cornelius Tittle was admitted to practice as a barrister at law and solicitor of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, SVG Circuit, during a ceremony at the High Court, which was presided over by High Court Judge Honorable Mundane Justice Brian Stevenson. Sergeant Tittle, a 13-year veteran in the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, was enlisted on December 16, 2009. A release from the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force says Tittle's journey to being admitted to the bar began in 2010 when he attained an associate degree in paralegal studies from the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College. In 2014, he enrolled at the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus to pursue studies in law and later graduated in 2017 with a Bachelor's of Law degree. After completing his law degree, Sergeant Tittle went on to attend the Hugh Wooding Law School in Trinidad and Tobago, where he was awarded his legal education certificate on October 8, 2022. The release says Commissioner of Police Colin John and other ranks of the RSVG Police Force extend congratulations to Sergeant 470 Cornelius Tittle on his achievements and wish him the very best in his future.